I don't know if I'm live yet. Hold on. I'll know when my laptop starts. I got fucking hair all over me. Oh. How is everyone? I'm decluttering my bedroom. See the mess? I got fucking hair all over me. How is everyone today on this lovely Sunday afternoon? This is me making up to all of you that I didn't go live on Wednesday. I know it's been a while since I've gone live on Wednesdays. When my life gets back into some routine, that will come back as a part of my routine. Okay. How is everyone today? How is everyone? I know this is a weird fucking angle, but you're in my windowsill. I'm facing the window. Otherwise, we have no light in here. And I think we all know that I'm not dragging out my ring lights. I just can't. I don't even know why I bought them because I don't like to use them because I'm lazy. And we're in my bedroom. Hence the wonky background. I was really trying to not let you see the mess, but I'm decluttering. I'm doing like a big overhaul decluttering of hair products, my Bath and Body Works, my closet, all sorts of shit. I'm decluttering. All right? So we're disorganized. You guys are so used to that type of shit, so I don't know why I pretended like I was going to hide it. There's all my hair products. All right. Let me get in here because I can't read anything that's coming across the screen right now. You know what I mean? I can't read a fucking thing, so we're going to have to put these on. There we go. I need to declutter. Al Mosis 210. I feel you. Hence why I'm doing it, because I can't take it anymore. And I always have it right here when I go to move again, which will, of course, happen someday, right? This is not my forever place, even though I manifested it. I love this place. But let's keep it real. I'm not going to be living here forever. And I don't want to have to go through what I went through when I moved in here, meaning dragging all my shit. So I am decluttering massively before that ever happens. You know what I'm saying? Because come on, we all know I'm manifesting something, right? All my big manifestations have all come in. They're all here. So now I got new big ones. Hint, hint. But I don't talk about them till they're here. So don't ask me no questions. Okay. At least I keep it real, right? But I don't like that you're only... It's like, this is what it looks like to me. Do you guys remember? And maybe some of you are too young, and I don't know if they still make them. But like when I was a little girl, so I was born in 1974. Yeah. So I was like more of an 80s kid. That's where my memories are. And there was this Barbie thing for girls that liked to, or who wanted to be a hairdresser, hairstylist someday. And yes, that was me. I did want to someday be that, you know, someone who did hair and stuff and makeup. I never did that though, but that's what I liked as a kid. Like I went around and I cut my own hair. I cut my little brother's hair. I cut the hair of all my sister's dolls and some of her actual, stuffed animals. I cut them. I did that all in the being unsupervised in a half an hour's time when I was little. I'll never forget that day. Oh, I thought I was going to be in big trouble. My mother just stood there dumbfounded when she saw my hair. And then when she turned and looked at my brother's, she just looked back at me and it was just, she was fucking speechless. But anyways, it had this Barbie, right? And so Barbie was only from here up, but she had hair. Like, so she was more like a full, almost like, you know, I don't know if in beauty school they give those type of like just the heads, but so her head was on this pink tray and the tray held all the hair products and the fake makeup, and you could dress Barbie up and do her hair. And that was mine. And that's what I think I look like right now, is just here up. Anyway, you know how my mind works, right? We know we're all over the place here. And I've been saving this particular bottle. Okay. It's been a week since I've drank this product, and my boyfriend bought a 6-pack. So I'm like, you must keep one aside that's for me for the next time I go live. Oh yes, people, I haven't even opened it yet. We have Mountain Dew. All right, let's do this. Okay. Now I know there's a super chat already purchased. I'm going to be coming up to you, but because of my own belief and fear that I will lose the membership ones, I'm going to do those first and then I'll come back. Okay. So let's see. Okay. Meg, member for 4 months. Thank you very much. I'm having issue with inner arguing and with events I want to happen before that even come. Oh, wait. I got to rewind. I got to restart. I'm having issue with inner arguing and with events I want to happen. I immediately start arguing and have this thought that he won't follow through or it won't happen before that even comes. I'm arguing in my head that this didn't happen, how to fight this. Okay, now I'm not going to lie to you. When it comes to inner arguments, okay, because that was something I really struggled with. And I won't lie to you. I still have moments. I mean, obviously, I'm so fully aware that I am not in a beneficial state, but I still will catch myself when I start slipping into less favorable states. My mind goes right to inner arguments because that's who I dominantly was when I started my journey. I was great at inner arguments. I was always prepared too. I was always in defense, negative defensive mode prior to knowing law of assumption manifestation shit. So I was always ready for a comeback. I was always ready to snap somebody fucking into shape, tell someone off. That negative energy was me all the time before I found Neville Goddard. So inner arguments were really natural to me. And honestly, I think it's natural to everyone because we're always having some semblance of an inner conversation at all time. There's always inner talk going, right? So that was a habit of mine that felt like a struggle in the beginning for me to let go of. But I won't lie to you. I believe that two things are helpful. The first one is just deciding that you are finally in a state where you're not inner arguing as often. You're not having inner arguments. You finally have mastered not having inner arguments, right? It's deciding that's who you are now. It's getting easier and easier for you to not have inner arguments. And then the other, I said two things. The number two is discipline. It's discipline and determination. Discipline. It is. Listen, this whole journey, this whole manifestation journey, the evolvement of self, sometimes we got to be some tough bitches. Sometimes we've got to want what we want more than just giving in to old habits. We've got to sometimes step up and decide we want what we want more. See what I'm saying? We got to want it more. We want to be a little bit more determined with our discipline. That, all right, I'm catching myself. Listen, the fact that you're catching yourself is a good thing, Mag. It's a good thing. That means you've already shifted because now you are catching yourself in those mid-arguments. That's good. That's a step in the right direction. Give yourself credit for now you're identifying it. Now you're catching yourself, okay? But we're going to keep deciding that who we are now is someone who finds it so easy to not have inner arguments. We are becoming the version of ourselves that doesn't have inner arguments because they are fucking useless. And what are they doing? When we are having inner arguments, we are not only bracing for impact, right? Because you're keeping the old story going. You're deciding that SP hasn't changed and is going to continue being a version of himself that doesn't fucking follow through, doesn't keep his word, is not someone we can trust. You've got to be the version of you who knows that her person is someone we can trust, is someone who follows through. Everyone in your life is someone you can trust. They always follow through. We've got to start stepping into that. So it's about wanting to break that habit. It's a little bit of discipline, Mag. And you can do it, okay? And you can do it from the place of not expecting perfection. That's a great place to start. I don't expect me to be perfect at all times. I don't think any of us should be holding that over our heads. The fact that we're on this journey of self-evolvement is, we are choosing to change. We are choosing to be new selves. That we should be fucking rewarded for that. And I'm serious. We should be rewarded for the fact that we're opening up our mind to broader horizons, to better versions of self so that we can have better experiences. That in itself deserves, like the gold star. The fact that you're catching yourself in the inner arguments, like I already said, gold star, well done. Now it's quitting the argument as you're catching yourself. That's the next step. We're going to stop the argument. The moment you recognize what you're doing, we're stopping. That was hard for me, and that took me a while because I wanted to keep fucking going because that's who I was. That's who I was being, right? That's who I was being. I was being a version of myself that if I was upset with something, okay, listen, let me just say something too before I start telling you how I used to be. This is why I say all the time that victim state, it feels natural. It feels comfy. It is a perfect, like, comfy new chair, but it's comfy already, right? It's like broken in new shoes. They're so comfy to wear already. That's victim state. It feels natural. It feels comfy because that's who most of us have been, especially when we start our journey. That's most of my life was me, if not all, until I found manifestation. I was in some semblance of a victim state. So hence why it was so natural for me to go to the place of inner arguing. I loved it. I was ready. Like, oh, come on, honey. I'm waiting for you to say something to me because I already got all my comebacks ready, right? Ugh. I look back now and I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, I thrived on that back then. Thrived on it. I couldn't wait. Okay, honey, say it to me because I'm waiting for you. I'm waiting. I'm going to snap back at you. Snap, crackle, pop. I will make you cry. And I loved that. I loved that about myself. I don't want to ever be her again. I don't want to lose my sassiness. I like that I can answer questions on the fly and quickly. And I like that I'm comfortable standing up for myself. I like that about myself, but I don't like the always preparing to hurt someone's feelings version of self that I used to be. And it's because I was hurting on the inside, right? Honestly, I never want to be her again. But that's where a lot of us come, or we start our journey that way. It's a habit. We've been in the habit of being our limited versions of self, period. So now, Mag, you're going to not allow the argument to continue. You're going to stop yourself in that moment. The moment you recognize it. Listen, it'll get to a place where that's not where you naturally go. Okay? You're also going to want to deal with the bracing for impact. You're going to want to address that. You want to get to the heart of why are we bracing for impact? Because if we're bracing for the impact, what are we doing? We're not being new self. We're being a limited victim version of ourself. That's what bracing for the impact is, right? It's based in fear. Okay, let's see. One moment. Martha, my dear, member for 1 month. And this is a reminder for anybody just joining or for anybody who just purchased a super chat. I'm trying to grab the channel membership super chats first so I don't lose them. You know, I can go to a screen and collect all of the paid for super chats. I can't with the channel member ones. So I'm trying to do those first. So Martha, my dear, member for 1 month. Thank you very much. Hi, Kim. I'm in the knowing state a lot of the time, but sometimes certain dates remind me that it's been almost a year since SP and I were in a happy relationship. How not to get triggered by time, because time is an illusion. Time doesn't, seriously exist. Time doesn't exist. It's the limited linear thinking of the 3D world. So when we're starting to notice time has gone by, you're going back to logic. You're going back to being linear, and we're not. Time doesn't exist. This present moment is the only thing that exists. The only thing. You're also, in those moments, you're putting your power outside of yourself. You're stepping back into separation in those moments. So how to deal with it? Deal with the trigger. The moment it comes up, the moment you're looking at time or concerning, this is for anybody else, when we're concerning ourselves with, when is it going to happen? How much longer am I going to have to do this for? Hi, you're living in separation. You're believing in separation. You're not believing in the oneness of consciousness. We are all one consciousness. Nothing exists outside of self. Nothing. And you're believing in that, and you're putting your power outside of you in those moments. The past, memories. That's it. Memories of previous experiences on old timelines. That's all it is. Useless memories. And they are useless unless they're fun experiences, because we're not trying to be old versions of self. We're trying to be new versions, right? We're making conscious decisions to be new self. So it's not about beating yourself up when you fall into the states of asking yourself questions like that or noticing things like that. It's about reminding yourself in that moment, all right, whoa, I am consciousness. I am infinite awareness. I don't have to fear that it's going to be another linear human man-made year till I get my manifestation. It doesn't matter that I'm putting in my awareness in this moment that it's been a human man-made linear, logical, literal year. None of that matters. What matters is that I decide that I do believe that I am one with consciousness. I do believe that. I do believe I'm creating my experience, and I am going back to the state or the version of self that is having this manifestation. I am not concerning myself with logical, literal, human man-made bullshit anymore. That's not who I am. Time means nothing. Time means nothing. We give the meaning to everything. We do, our choice. I'm choosing to be the version of myself that is getting my ass right back to that fucking state. That's who I'm being. The past, how long you've been manifesting, it doesn't fucking matter. Now let's be honest with yourself, because I'm already honest with myself and with you guys. You know damn well, over this year of manifesting, right? It's been a year since I've been in that happy relationship. It's been a year. How long you been actually consciously manifesting? Not a year. Not a year you haven't been. You haven't been consciously, dominantly returning to the state of having the manifestation dominantly a year. No, you haven't. And I bet you if I popped into your mind right now, I would probably find over the course of the year that there were more limited. I'm saying that with such confidence, probably lots and lots of time spent in a limited version of self. I probably am going to find that. So fuck that year. It doesn't matter. And return to the state of you having your desire. And you will have it. Because there are no obstacles outside of self. Nothing can get in your way. So return. Return to who the fuck you want to be. I know I've evolved a lot during this year. Good girl. Good. But now you're deciding to be that version of self that has the manifestation. Okay? All right. Let's see. I do not want this screen to update, so one moment. All right, just so I won't lose it, I'm going to grab Sleeping Assassin because this was purchased before the live stream started. So thank you very much. Hi, need a bit of hope that I will get my SP back. Okay. Thank you, Al Mosis 210. Yes, thank you. Please hit the like button if you're enjoying my mouth. Thanks. It's helpful to me. It gets my shit out there, okay? Please. Please hit the like button if you enjoy seeing my fucking Bath and Body Works products on my fucking shelf behind me that I didn't want anybody to see. Okay? How about that? Anyway, or my totes of perfumes. How about that? How about a like for that? All right. So, hope that you'll get your SP back. Well, that's easy. I mean, you can manifest whatever the hell you want, right? Do you realize that? Are you aware of that, sleeping assassin, that you can literally manifest anything you desire? You can be, do, and have anything. Anything. So, who are you being right now? Who are you being? Love that, Hawkeyes. Love you. Thank you. Who are you being? Are you being the version of self that can have your manifestation? Are you being the version of yourself that knows you have no limited beliefs around love, relationships, and your specific person? And if you're not, start deciding today that that's who you are. Start reminding yourself of who you really are. Ooh, official Monstex means thank you so much. That was the nicest thing ever. Thank you. Hitman Thornton's in the building. Love it. I miss you, dude. Where the hell have you been? But back to Sleeping Assassin. Yes, you can have your SP back. Of course you can. Of course you can. Thank you, Aria. Damn. Thank you. But seriously, SP manifestations, I don't know why anybody fears it. No, I do know why. I do know why, because I feared it too. When I was in solo vacation, I was afraid that I wasn't going to be able to do it. I was terrified. I was. But guess what? I did it. I did it, and you're going to do it. Decide. Decide you are the version of yourself having the experience, and if it feels too resistive to just make that decision, then decide that's who you are becoming. And it's getting easier and easier for you to believe you are becoming that version of self. Make the decision, and your world around you will change. Over and over again, we return to that decision. We return to the state or the version of self that has the desire. You are literally creating everything around you. Everything is your own manifestation. So if you want your SP, then decide you're having it. Him, her. Okay? Okay. Now let's see. Okay, I did Mag. Hold on, just making sure. I see you, Cookie. I'm coming back to you. And Pamela, I see you too. I see everybody else that purchased. I'm coming back. I just want to grab the channel member ones. Okay, Jen, member for 10 months. Thank you very much. Hey, Kim, need a judge. Was getting good movement and nothing bad is happening in 3D, but I really thought I would have my full SP manifestation by now. I feel like so much time has passed and I am not giving up, just kind of tired not seeing in the 3D. Okay, your question, I'm not going to lie, kind of ties into the time question that I just answered, Jen. So, listen. This is me talking logical. I get it. I know it can be frustrating when we are not seeing what we want in our 3D. Okay? I get it. I've lived it. I know it's frustrating. But what I will promise you, that every single time you are frustrated, every single time you're looking in your 3D and being annoyed that nothing's there yet. Every time you do that, I promise you that you're not being the version of yourself having your manifestation, period. You're not. You're going back into separation. And I know I keep bringing that phrase up, but I think we all really need to start understanding and grasping the we are not separate concept. I think we need reminders. I think we need to grasp that. One consciousness, and every single one of us is connected to that consciousness. And what we're experiencing, the people we're intermingling with, are what They are our manifestation, and they are reflecting our beliefs back right at us. Period. And anytime we are questioning where it is, why isn't it here yet? Looking at our 3D. And that's not me yelling at you. I'm not judging you, because I did that too. I was there too. I fully resonate and understand where you are when that thinking comes in. Okay. And I mean that. So this is not me judging me. This is just me keeping it real. When you question, when you're wondering about time, when you're getting disappointed that it's not here yet, that is human ego in full separation moment, and nothing more than that. And that's the truth. Whenever we're looking in the 3D, yes, Natasha, is it? I'm assuming Natasha, 100% agree with you. Both things you just said. Yes, a lot of people are really 3D biased and relying on it. 1,000,000% agree. And that is their problem. That is their weakness. And it is, unfortunately, it's a weakness. I was weak because I heavily relied on my 3D. And I allowed that 3D to tell me who I was. And that's not manifestation. That's not journey of self. That's not self-evolvement. And that's definitely not changing self. So, like I said, do not, Jen, I'm readjusting myself here. Do not, Jen, think in any way that I am chastising you for how you're feeling. I'm not. I'm just keeping it real. Just like someone needed to keep it real with me back when I was struggling. You can't question where is it if you're actually being it. And that's our job. To be it. To decide to be the version of self that has the manifestation. And in my opinion, when it's too much of a struggle to just decide you are that version now, then you tell yourself you're becoming. And that's good enough until you're there. And then it will become easy to say you are. Personal experience. I'm saying that from personal experience. Our job is to be. Not do a couple of things that say, this is my manifestation game, and then look. You know, I made the funny little sarcastic video on my TikTok and my Instagram, but I meant it. No one ever said, go check the 3D. No one ever said, look to the 3D and see if it's here yet. No one ever said that. No one, as in anyone, ever said, check your 3D. Go see if it's here yet, guys. Go see. Because when you're being it, when you're being that version of self that's in that knowing state, you don't question shit. You don't wonder where is it. You are just so comfortably in the knowing that I'm having it. I'm having it. Yes, Drew, we are the validation ourselves. But most of us want to look out and are relying on the 3D. And that's fucking ass backwards. That's backwards. You don't let the 3D tell you. You tell the 3D. Thanks, Kim. I think I get hung up when I need some 3D. This is why I love Jen. When I need some 3D and it isn't available. Also, BBW has hand soaps for $2.95. I fucking love you. I love you. And you are definitely me pushed out, because I'm going to keep it real. When I was in my solo vacation, I remember verbalizing that to a friend of mine. Like, I mean, it's not like his dick's here. I miss his physical body. Duh. Oh my God, I remember doing that. Girl, I'm with you. I understand. I understand. Okay? So then be it. Be it. Be the version of yourself that has it or is becoming it. If that feels a little bit easier. I'm telling you. Okay? And I understand. Listen, you're human and you're missing some dick, and I feel you, because I did too. Okay? I feel you. But listen, think of it from this perspective. Pretty soon you're going to have it fully available anytime you want. Okay? All right. Gemma, member for 3 months. Thank you very much. Having issues with being in the state and my 3D not changing. Feels like I'm living in the wrong world as I've been in my dream state fully for 8 days with challenge. Now 3D has kicked my ass and I feel like giving up. I hate victim state, but I feel stuck. Okay. What's good is that you are so fully aware. I warned y'all, I got it. I told you in the beginning of the live stream, I got it. I love that you're fully aware that your ass is in heavy ass victim state right now, but you are. You are 1 million, quadrillion, gazillion % victim state right now. Okay? No judges. No judges, though. I get it. So, you feel like you've been in this state for 8 days with my challenge, right? With the challenge. But you didn't see movement. You didn't see movement in your 3D. You've been doing the challenge. Okay. So how often have we returned to the state? And why are we counting days? Hi, victim state. Why are we counting days? Why are we doing that? Why are we staring at time? Why are we clocking? Hey, I've been doing this for 8 days. Okay. And now the 3D has totally fucked me over. And I don't even feel like doing this anymore. Okay, Gemma, that's what I'm hearing. Okay, but I do love you. I find you to be very sweet. So I'm saying this with love. Sassy, sarcastic, anti-love, okay? You're in victim state, so your perception is victimy. It is. And that's not you being the version of yourself that has your shit. There is no way. Oh, I know what you meant. I know you meant the challenge. There is no way around this part. The part that we become the version of ourselves that has it. Anybody out there, this is not Gemma asking this. This is me clarifying for anybody else out there who has a misunderstanding with being the version of self that has the manifestation. Some of you do get caught up with, especially if you're manifesting something you've never had before, never experienced before. Some of you get so fucking literal and logical 3D worldish around that. Like, I've never had that before, so how do I know what it feels like to have it? Like anybody manifesting money. I don't know what it feels like to be rich. I've never been fucking rich before. Dumbass, right? It's you being the dumbass, though, because you are thinking logically and literally. Ask yourself why you want it. Why do you want the manifestation? Why do you want it? Why? You're going to get an answer. You're going to get an answer. For some of you, most of you, it's going to be for the experience. It's going to be for how you think it's going to make you feel. So if you're manifesting love, you think it's going to make you feel good. Probably. If you're manifesting money, it's probably because you think it's going to make you feel good. It's going to make you feel safe and secure that you can pay your bills off. You can buy whatever you want. You're expecting you to give you a feeling. Okay, because I don't want to feel alone anymore. Okay. So then that's how it's gonna feel. Like I'm not alone anymore. Like I've got someone with me at all times. Someone who wants to spend time with me. That's what it's gonna feel like to have it. That's who I'm becoming. Okay? So we do know what it's gonna feel like to have it. Or else you wouldn't want it. Okay? Thank you. Hey, it's Alexi. Thank you. Okay? I didn't care during the 8 days, but now I'm in victim because 3D looks worse. I'm just like, what the fuck? How have I had no movement for all these? Hold on. I just updated. For all these months, victim state right now is making my hair gray. Kim, I don't like it. No, I know. Listen, I know victim state sucks. I know it does. But do you see how that's where we went back to so quickly? Do you? Do you see how we so quickly went back there? That we're questioning? Why? All these months I've been doing this shit and I still don't see anything. Do you see that? What does that tell me? What does that tell me? It tells me that probably all these months, you probably haven't been truly consciously manifesting by being new version of self, by choosing to be new version of self. I'm sure you were someone doing a manifestation game. Okay? And I believe that. I believe you wholeheartedly, just like I was doing my manifestation game. I was.
I'm not sure I understand.
Siri's right on time. Right on time, Siri. Right? But I wasn't changing who I was. And you probably weren't either. I believe you are now, just for what it's worth. I do believe you're onto that now. I do. However, there's no getting around changing self and returning. Every time we fall out, return. Go back. Even if you don't feel like it. Even if you don't believe it. Go back. How do you change yourself? You decide to be a new version. You ask yourself authentically, what do I really believe about me? Having a relationship, having love. Do I really think it's possible that someone can just show up and choose me and want to be with me? Do I really believe that's possible? Or am I still secretly thinking it won't happen? You get really authentic about yourself and you ask those questions. And then when you get your answers, and if they're negative, if they're limited, you decide that's not who you fucking are anymore. You are now the version of yourself that does believe that does have the experience of being in a loving, fulfilling, committed relationship. That's who you are now. You have no limited beliefs. And if you're manifesting a specific person, someone you've already had some kind of interaction with, what you're thinking authentically, truthfully about that person motherfucking matters. So if there's still a part of you that you're bracing for impact, that person is never going to change, is never really going to really show up and choose you, or they're never going to drop that third party, you know authentically in this moment, you think you are always going to fear that they're going to go back to that third party, that fucking matters. That's not changing self. So you want to take an authentic inventory of what your thoughts really are and decide that's not who you are anymore. That's not who you are anymore. Even if you don't fucking believe it when you start making that decision, you keep returning. That's why I word it as it's returning to the decision. Okay? Because when you're actually in the state of being that version of self, you're not questioning anything. You don't give a fuck about the 3D. You're so comfortably, confidently in the knowing, like I'm fucking having that. I know I am. Done. No worries. I know I'm going to feel amazing for the rest of my life. That's what you feel like when you're in that fucking state. It feels amazing. So when you're there, you ain't questioning nothing. However, sometimes we have to return to that when we fall out. We don't instantly feel like that. We don't instantly feel better. But it's the choosing. It's the deciding I'm going back. I'm being the version of myself that's having this shit. Even if I don't feel like it right now, even if I hate everything that's going on in my 3D, I'm choosing because I refuse to stay old self. I refuse to go back there. I refuse to be an old version of me that could not accept real unconditional love. I refuse. I refuse to live in existence where I am not happy to wake up in the morning because that's who I was. So you're choosing this no matter what. Even if you don't feel like it, even if you don't instantly get the feelings of embodying that version of self, take the pressures off of having to feel it. Just make the decision that that's who you're being. You will eventually feel it. You will. But let's stop the bullshit. Let's just be honest, okay? There's no getting around when you're concerned about time, when you're concerned about where the fuck is it. You're not being the version of you that has it. You're not being the version of you that is trusting in the knowing that it's happening. You are, no way around it, and I'm saying it from love because I was that person too. You are being the version of you that is in a current victim state, period. And I love you still. But I was too. I was too. If you're looking outside of yourself and you're still claiming that it's not here yet, where is it? What am I doing wrong still on my manifestation game that it's not here yet? Maybe I have more self-concept work to do. Maybe I still have to fix some things. Maybe I really do need that healing that I keep avoiding because I don't feel like doing it. But I did hear Manifesting with Kimberly say you don't have to do that, but maybe I secretly really do need to do that. And that's why it's not here yet. Nope. All of that was your victim state talking. All of it. Period. Make the decision to be the version of yourself that has your fucking desire. You make that decision every fucking time you get a fucking thought in your mind. And if you're allowing it in, meaning you're feeling it in your body and it doesn't feel good because it's telling you that you are not that version of self or you're not going to have that manifestation, that's the fucking moment to say, no, fuck this. I'm never going back there. I'm never going to be her again. I am my new version of self and I am fucking having what I want. And a lot of times until I started changing, that was me. I had a couple of solid weeks of me returning to a decision, not feeling anything, feeling like the opposite. And my 3D certainly was the opposite for what it's worth. You know what I'm saying? All right, return. There's no way around it. Gemma, return. Return. Stop, all of you. If you, listen, this is for everybody. This isn't just a Gemma. If you have already taken the time to take that authentic look, meaning I've already sat down and got real with myself about what I think about love, what I think about money, what I think about relationships, what I think about me versus that specific person. I've already really thought about what I'm really thinking. Okay, good. You're all done then? Then start deciding to be that new version of self. However, when you fall out of that state, if you're instantly going to the place that there's still something wrong, there must be a block. Maybe I'm not doing enough. Maybe I do need to say some more affirmations. Maybe I should do that. Nothing against affirmations. Not what I mean. I'm just using them as the example. Maybe I should be doing more of that. Maybe I should. No, your fucking job is done. You've already got real with yourself. You already got the limited beliefs. You already saw them. You took note of them. I'm being sarcastic. You don't got to take notes if you don't want to. You've already identified them and you know who you need to be to have that manifestation. Then your fucking work is done. There's nothing more to fix. You're just feeling a little more comfy in victim state, and that's all it is, truthfully. Make a decision and stick to it. Return to it. Every fucking time you fall out, you return. That is how you get what you want. And I'm talking from personal experience. Your new state, your new version of self has to be more important to you than feeling bad for yourself and counting time and doing the math to see how long I've been on the journey for. The desire to be new self has got to be more fucking important, period. And victim state can sometimes pull the fucking wool over our eyes. When we're constantly looking for what is wrong. Why isn't it here yet? Well, there must be something I can figure out that I'm doing wrong. Yeah, you're being a version of yourself that still has something fucking wrong with it. And you're choosing to be that version of self. You keep looking at your 3D when no one fucking asked you to. No one told you to. You put more time and effort in trying to figure out what's wrong and why it isn't here yet and getting upset because it isn't fucking here yet than you do in returning back to the version of yourself that fucking has it. Or is at minimum becoming it. I know you're doing it because I did it. That's what I did. See what I'm saying? There's no avoiding it. Yes, gotta be sick and tired of the old story. Yes. Sometimes, I made this TikTok, I just haven't posted it yet, but it's like sometimes you just gotta be sick of your own shit. Sometimes you just gotta be sick of your own shit because there's no avoiding you. There's no avoiding you. Or you can be the person that manifests it in and then has nothing but hot and cold behavior from that point on because you refuse to change self. You refuse to let the victim state go. You all can do this. You don't have to be like, oh my God, I must have degrees in manifestation in order for me to get to the place where I can actually get my manifestation. No, you don't. You can just be a regular ass, basic bitch girl living in central New York like me and get your shit. And literally get your shit and have your life completely change. You can do that too. But your victim state has got to be the place where you are so fucking sick of feeling the way you do. You've got to say goodbye to it. No matter how many times you fall back to it, say goodbye. Go back. Go back to the decision you're making. And like I said, the decision is being the version of you who has no fucking limited beliefs. How do you have limited beliefs? If you are made from the same God, the same I amness. If you don't believe in God, insert the words you do. Universe, moonbeams, I don't give a shit what you believe in, okay? I use the name God because that's what I like to use, okay? You are made from the same thing I'm made from. We are all made from the I am. And the I am, aka God, aka pure consciousness, aka infinite awareness, that is flawless, limitless. And that doesn't make fucking mistakes. So if you know that's who you are, truly, and you're just choosing to be this version of yourself, then your limited beliefs are choice. So make the same choice of choosing to be a newer self, a self who has decided that I am refusing to believe or accept that I have any limited beliefs around love, relationships, specific person, money, or anything else you're manifesting. You're choosing to no longer be that version, and you can make that choice just because of who you are. Just because you are infinite awareness. Just because. It's that simple, just because. It is your belief and acceptance that our mind is so, locked down with chains and lock combinations that you have to get in there and dig everything out before you can be a new self. That is because you believe that. That is because you accept that as your truth. But for any of us who don't accept that, who don't believe that, who do believe, no, I'll just decide to be a new version of myself, even if I don't feel like it. Those of us making that choice, are still miraculously manifesting whatever the fuck we want and actually getting it and keeping it. Miraculously, we're doing that. So I guess we don't need all the things that you hear out there. They're all human, man-made bullshit things. Make the decision. It's that simple. Make the decision. You're already flawless and limitless. Choose it. Choose it. Okay? All right. Now, let's see. Renee, 888, promise. Listen, anybody else who's purchased Super Chats, I'm coming. I am coming. I am doing the membership ones first. So if you're fucking panicking, please don't. Okay? I'm doing the membership ones first. Okay. Renee, 888, member for 15 months. Love it. I have been doing so well getting into the state. It feels easier. I've had lots of positive movement. So much that I checked socials, saw the old story, and it didn't bother me. Good girl. I know I shouldn't have checked. Thank you for saying it, because I was just about to say it. Okay. But it felt good that it didn't trigger me. Well, good, because that's what's going to happen as we shift. As we evolve or shift into newer versions of self, you are going to realize that when you face circumstances or things in the 3D that at one time would trigger the shit out of you, you're going to notice that you're suddenly not giving a shit about that type of shit anymore. You're going to notice that the things from the past don't upset you. This is exactly, and for what it's worth, I'm going to spin this into the third party type of conversation. This is exactly what I mean by, for any of you out there who have a third party in your scenario, or even if your third party is something like their job, like that used to be my thing. This is exactly why I say we don't want to be affirming for the third party. You really don't. Okay? Because it is what it is. What is in your awareness will be in your 3D. You keep bringing third party into your awareness, you will continue to have third party in your 3D. That's basic bitch manifesting, okay? However, due to those of you who are still heavily triggered and struggling to let go of thinking about third party, there is that short-term solution of giving it the meaning. Giving it the meaning, meaning anytime the third party comes in your mind, you're giving it the meaning that, nope, that third party only existed because number one, I manifested it. It only exists because it's waking up my SP to see I'm the only woman for SP, or I'm the only man for SP, whatever you believe in, or whatever you are, okay? Use it for that short term until you get to the place like Renee, who is no longer triggered by whatever it was she was referring to, but I'm referring to third parties, so that when, you can't even talk. When you discover you are no longer triggered by third party, now you're going to be done thinking about third party. Now it's time to remove from your awareness, period. That's how you get rid of a third party. Okay. But just saying, that's why, because as you shift, as you evolve, you start to change. You start dropping some beliefs, some limited beliefs. You start becoming what I consider a better version of self. So things that used to bother you are no longer going to, because you don't see them as obstacles anymore. Okay? Okay. Well done, Renee, even though you checked the 3D. All right. Okay, I'm going to do Marvin's, and then I am going back and getting the paid for Super Chats. Marvin, member for 1 month. Thank you very much. Hi, Kim. Looking gorgeous. Thank you so much. I don't seem to be able to remove third party out of my awareness. What are the chances? There are no coincidences, by the way. However, when he comes to my mind, I don't like it, but I don't get a physical trigger anymore. I asked SP to dinner on my birthday, but he said 3P is spending 4 days with him. Okay. So my question is, were you triggered when he said SP, 3P is staying with him for 4 days? Were you triggered by that? I am wondering. If not, good. Good. So you're saying that you're not triggered by it. All right. So let's roll back. I don't seem to be able to remove third party out of my awareness. However, when he comes to my mind, I don't like it, but I don't get a physical trigger anymore. But you're still getting triggered because we don't like it. We're still seeing third party as obstacle. Okay. It's just you're evolving and you're getting to the place of where you're right on that cusp of being able to drop third party from your awareness. You're right on the cusp of it. So you're not getting the physical trigger anymore, but you're still getting something that you don't like it when third party enters your mind. Do you see what I mean? There's still something a little bit there. At some point, you are going to have the moment when third party, actually, you're going to notice that third party isn't coming in to your mind. It's not coming in. And you're not giving a shit. You no longer see it as obstacle. You're getting there. Keep doing what you're doing. Okay? I didn't linked it in, but my body doesn't feel anxiety or discomfort. Okay, I'm pretty sure you didn't mean to use the word LinkedIn, like the website. You didn't like it. Okay, I get it. This is good. I'm still standing by what I said. You're evolving. You are shifting. It's still there. You're not getting that heavy physical feeling anymore. Good. Signs of your growth. It's signs of your shifting. Keep at it. Okay? Keep at it. You're doing good. Okay? Okay. All right. Now, no matter what, I am now going back to the paid super chats. So members, if you throw up one now, from this point on, I'm going to get you when I get you. I'm going back to the paid ones. Okay? One moment. I'm pulling them up, so I got them all. Okay. You are welcome, Marvin. 00. Oh, my Lord. I did not realize there were so many. Okay. All right. Sleeping Assassin. I did. Now I'm going to start with Cookie Kristen. I'm looking at my laptop over here. SP is drifting away more and more. Don't know what I do wrong. Getting really sad and depressed. Can't concentrate on myself anymore. Help. Okay, Cookie Kristen, listen. All right, I know right now in your 3D, you are not having a favorable experience. It's not fun. I know that feeling. I have been there. I have experienced what it feels like to have SP be kind of like pushing you further and further away from them, okay? That's what it sounds like you're experiencing. I understand that, okay? But what is going to change your situation is we're going to stop describing it that way. We're going to stop saying that SP feels like it's getting farther and farther away or it's drifting far. We're going to stop talking like that. That's the beginning, okay? Next thing is, and anytime we're getting triggered or upset with any situation in our 3D, we want to calm ourselves down. We want to relax. All right. Honestly, there really is nothing better than just quieting yourself and going within. Just quieting yourself. Okay. It's okay to cry. It's not what I mean, but chilling out, relaxing. Okay. And just quiet, to sit quietly. Okay. There's nothing better than that. Just getting quiet and going inward. By going inward, you're just focusing on you. For me, it helped to focus on who I am, the I am. Okay? Focusing on that. That would help me quiet down so I could just think straight. But, thinking rationally, but manifestation rationally, right? All right. So, because the more you're describing your scenario this way, the more you're being the version of self that's having this experience that you're currently having, the more it's going to keep projecting, the more we're going to keep creating, manifesting it. So you need to ask yourself authentically, who do you really believe you are when it comes to love and relationships? And what are you believing about your specific person? So right now, right off the top, I know you have a story that he's drifting or she's drifting away from you. That they're not wanting to be with you anymore. They're not wanting to choose you. They're abandoning you. So that we want to take a look. This is why I brought up, really get real with yourself, what you're thinking about love and relationships, because you could have a not feeling chosen belief, a not feeling good enough belief, a fear of abandonment belief. Take a look at those. Okay? Once you've done that, you're going to start deciding that you are now the version of yourself experiencing the best relationship of her life, the best relationship ever, the best version of her specific person. So that we are deciding to drop any stories that we have connected to specific person. And I'm sure the very first time that you sensed that he or she was pulling away from you, the story began. And you probably started watching it, watching your 3D, watching your specific person, even more, looking for more signs that they're pulling away. That's a story. Okay. And from my experience, so I've never talked to you, so I really don't know your specific beliefs. From my experience, it sounds to me that there's something in there where you're not feeling good enough about yourself, not feeling chosen. Maybe you have a belief that relationships just don't work for you. You're going to start deciding that that's not who you are anymore. You are now the version of self that has nothing but loving, fulfilling, committed relationships. And you can be specific that it's with that person, but make it about you. In other words, I am finally now the version of myself that is having the best relationship of her life. I have never felt more loved than I do now. I have never felt more chosen, most desired, pursued, wanted, chased than I do now. See what I mean? Put the focus there. Okay, put the focus there as often as you can, meaning when you start to fall out, start to feel depressed, start to feel sad over your current 3D situation, return back to your decision. Your 3D is the past. It's who you've been being, okay? That's why we're changing that, because it's all about you, not from a place of blaming and shaming you, from a place of our 3D is always validating who we believe we are and nothing more than that. Okay? Okay. Pamela M.O. Thank you very much. Kim, how far out you scheduling? I paid last August. I will have to look that up, Pamela, because obviously I don't have that shit memorized. I will look that up, and how far out I am in scheduling won't matter. Meaning, if I look back, I see that you've paid and you never got in, or you were caught up with being rescheduled, I'll get you in right away. So don't worry about how far I am out with scheduling. I'll get you in right away. So I will do that after this. Okay. Catherine, thank you very much. Hi, Kim. How do you get over resentment and anger from the past that keeps playing out in your mind? Being in solo vacations, I understand some of that. Yeah. Listen, I know letting things go can be rough. Now, I want to make sure I get this clear. I feel like I said this in a live stream already, but I don't know. We'll see. When we've been hurt by someone, and I'm going to make the assumption that this is someone that you've had an experience with before. So maybe this is someone you're manifesting. So I'm going to give the example as if you're manifesting this person. When we've had prior experience with a specific person where they've done anything to hurt our feelings, I know that because we're now in the awareness of knowing that, well, we only are ever experiencing us in our 3D, right? Meaning everything's a projection from who we are being. So when we have had an experience where someone's hurt our feelings and we still love that person and we still want to manifest being with them, but we're struggling to let go of that story, I like it made very clear that, just because we're manifesting, it doesn't make us lapdogs, and it doesn't make us, doormats that we just have to put up with people's shit because we're manifesting. Because I don't believe that, and I do not live my life from that perspective. Do you see what I'm saying? If I find that someone's behavior is disrespectful to me, I don't care in that moment that it's a projection of me or that I'm manifesting it. I don't care. I will set a boundary. I will run my mouth if it's necessary in the moment. I will. And I will do the looking into, and I can't even lie to you. I don't always sit there and look into to see where that came from. Sometimes I just don't give a fuck. So when it comes to our person, Yeah. So I just wanted to make that clear because this should not be blaming and shaming ourselves for things we've manifested. And especially if it's been something that's hurt your feelings. I'll give you the example of way in my past, before I knew about manifesting, I've been cheated on. When I discovered conscious manifesting, I did not go back to the moments where I was cheated on and started blaming myself because of who I believed I was. I don't do that, for what it's worth, okay? So it's not about beating yourself up why you even manifested the experience. However, I don't think I need to tell you that when we are consistently sitting in anger and resentment for past events, for past experiences, especially if you're manifesting that person, you are holding that person as that version. And there's no way around that. That is what it is because it's your belief. It's your assumption about that person, right? So this is when we want to start looking at forgiveness. Thank you, Ashley. Yeah, could y'all give me a like? I got 313 of you watching. Okay. Could you hook a bitch up, please? Thanks. Damn. Give me a fucking like, for fuck's sake. Okay. So we want to take a look at forgiving, letting shit go. Because, listen, more than likely, this past experience was a reflection of who you were back then, which by default, that person had no choice but to show up and validate who you believed you were. So that's when I look at things as, like I said, okay? I'm talking to the people that are trying to manifest their person specifically, all right? But I'm just going to say it for the sake of saying it. Holding resentments, holding anything against someone from the past, if it's constantly coming up in your mind, you're only hurting yourself. You're not hurting them. Do you see what I mean? That's why we want to look at forgiveness, okay? It's not a requirement, but it will be a requirement to get a different version of that person. See what I mean? So I'm saying if some of you are not ready to let bygones be bygones through some experiences over the course of your life, that's fine. That's fine. You don't have to do anything you don't want to do. But you will not change that person until you start to let that shit go. That's just facts. Okay? All right. So if you're manifesting this person still, you're going to want to start looking at it as forgiveness. Look at it from the perspective, like I just said, that they only reflected who you were being. So they were not consciously choosing to be a fucker to you. Do you see what I mean? So looking through the eyes of, let's just say it was a specific person that cheated on you, right? That is fucking hurtful. It's painful. I agree with that, right? I agree that it's hurtful. But who were you being when you experienced it? You were being a person that either didn't feel loved, didn't feel chosen, didn't feel good enough, expect people in your life to cheat on you, right? That's who you were being somewhere in there because that's how it showed up in your 3D. So why hold it against them? When we're holding on to hurt, anger for the past, you are keeping that person as that version, and you are not deciding to be new self. You're deciding to be the version of self that enjoys a victim state. And I know that sounds really shitty, right? We don't want to blame and shame ourselves for the things we've experienced. I don't. You shouldn't. But if you're making the conscious choice to manifest a further entanglement with that person, and you want them to become the version of themselves that chooses you, loves you unconditionally, wants to be in that relationship with you, where you're both mutually fulfilling each other. If you want that experience with them, then you can't keep them trapped as old self. And that's what anger and resentment over the past events is doing. So it's worth looking at forgiveness. That's how we move on. It's not worth holding them as a shitty version of themselves because of a transgression that only showed up because of what you believed about yourself at the time. And like I said a million times, but I feel like I got to say it again, it's not about beating yourself up. You more than likely didn't even know about conscious manifesting then. It's not your fault. You just took on the conditions of the 3D world like every one of us has. That's what we're doing. We're breaking the habit of being those limited versions. Okay. Oh, Andrea Lynette, welcome. You just joined my membership. Love it. Okay. So let's start our journey with the forgiveness of letting it go. Reminding yourself that your person wasn't consciously choosing to hurt you. None of them are. No one in your reality is consciously choosing to hurt us. They're reflections and nothing more. Reflections of our shitty beliefs and our good beliefs. Okay? All right. Let me see. T-Bear369, thank you very much. Would love some advice on changing the story that comes up with my dad who has late stage Alzheimer's. Want him to be happy on the retirement home. Okay. So this, you know what? I'm not even going to lie to you. That kind of ties into what I was just saying, but not about forgiveness. Obviously, we don't got to forgive your dad. But we want to start seeing him. Either you're making him healthy or you're making him happy in the retirement home. I'm assuming we want to make him to be the most comfortable, happy experience in his retirement home. So that's who we're going to decide he is. He's this new version of self. Every time you see him, you're noticing signs that he's happy, he's getting better, or he's enjoying where he is. Life is getting easy for him. That's who he is now. And just like for any other manifestation, whatever you're being shown in your 3D, and if it's not what you want, deny your senses. Deny your senses and go back to the choosing to be the version of self who knows her father is happy and loving his experience in his retirement home. It's no different than any other manifestation. Deny your senses. Deny your senses until you see what you want to see in that 3D. So it really is about you being a version of self, right? Everything is about choosing to be a version of self. There is a state that exists right now, or that's the fancy way of saying there's a version of you right now who has everything else you're manifesting. She's already got it all, T-Bear. And she's the version of yourself that knows and sees that her father is happy, comfortable, living his best life in his retirement home. That version of you already exists. So you can include that on your manifestation game, right? It's just about being that version of yourself. She's got everything else you're manifesting. She's already got it all. And on top of that, she sees that her dad's having an amazing time at the retirement home. Same thing. There's a state or a version of you that exists that's already having that. So you're deciding to be her. And just tell yourself that. That's who I am now. I'm finally now the version of myself who's experiencing my dad loving his life in his retirement home. I wouldn't even verbalize what he 3D physical body has. I wouldn't even verbalize that. You know, if it's about making him healthy, then decide that's the version of him. Healthy and happy, loving his life, living his best life, healthy and happy, then go for it. I wouldn't even waste your time saying, he's healed from. I wouldn't use that verbiage. I would choose healthy and happy, loving his life in the retirement home. That's who I am now. I am the version of myself that sees this, that is experiencing this, right? That's what I would do. Living his friggin' best life. Okay? Ruby B, thank you very much. Today, I feel angry at myself because I was feeling so good. And today, the old story won't stop popping up. Although you wrote pooping up. I won't stop pooping up. And the 3P is at the top of my thoughts. Why do I keep getting triggered by just her name? Because you're seeing a fucking obstacle. You're seeing third party as a bloody obstacle to your manifestation. That's it. That's it. That's completely it. And maybe with a little sprinkle of you're pissed off at your SP for even getting with 3P. I'm sure there's a little sprinkling of that too. But you're seeing third party as a motherfucking obstacle. And in this moment, when you're feeling angry and you're getting upset over it and you just can't drop thinking about it, you're back into separation. You're believing. LOL, pooping up. Why is that more accurate? Brett girl, I agree with you. Third parties are poops, pooping up, but not cute like my poops downstairs poop. My dog poop. They're not as cute as poops or my poop, but that sounds weird when I say my poop. It sounds gross. Do you see how I entertain myself when I am not live? That's me all the time. Just so you know. Hold on. I'm not done with you yet, Ruby B. I just got to take a drink. Anyway, okay. I'm not throwing out this piece of gum either. It's too tasty. I'm not doing it. Do you hear poop? The killer poodles next door must be barking for poop to bark. That's what we call them, the killer poodle. They're little teacup poodles. They're my landlords. They're cute as hell. I love them. Poop wanted to be friends with them. They are not having it. They do not want to be Poop's friend. So Poops clap back at they're not giving her friendship is, all right, bitches, I will bark every time you bark. How about that? That's how you know Poop is my child. Because she's a tit for tat bitch. I used to be a tit for tat bitch. I still have a little taste of it. But that's Poop. So every time they make noise with their vocal cords, every time, not once in a while, it's literally every time. That's what happens. Poop claps right back. And I'm pretty sure those barks are swear words. I'm sure she's calling them terrible swear word names. Because all her hairs pop up. You want to be my friend, bitches? Well then, fuck you. That's what Poop's saying. I'll talk over you every time you talk, bitches. I'll do it even louder, bitches. That's what she's saying. I know she is. She's my child. She does not like them anymore. She's like, I didn't even want to be your friend. Jerks. That's what she's saying. I should have never asked you. I never wanted to be your friend. I was lying. That's Poop. Anyway. All right. Back to Ruby. All right. So Ruby, number one, don't be angry at yourself. Okay. Don't waste your time beating yourself up. You know, listen, you went to bed in a favorable state and you woke up in a not favorable state. So don't beat yourself up. Okay. Ooh, Gabrielle, you're watching me from Congo and you subscribed yesterday. Love it. Thank you so much. How exciting is that? Congo. That is cool as shit to me. I'm not even going to lie to you. I am like a child when I think about where everybody's all over the place. And I'm talking to you from my bedroom in central New York. That's cool as hell to me. Anyway, Ruby, I feel like I'm the wife. Why do I feel like I'm the side piece from time to time? Yeah, you're not the side piece. Okay. When you're feeling that way in that moment, that is your victim state talking. That is it. Okay. Now, even if your ego just said to you, no, it's your husband's behavior that makes you feel like that. That's okay. But it's your state. And it's nothing more than that. And it's who you used to be. The version of you who was in victim state. That's who you used to be. That's not who you are anymore, right? I don't care how you're feeling right now. That's not who you are. That's the decision you're making. That you are now the version of self who is having your fucking marriage together. Happy, loving, fulfilling, committed marriage with husband. Even if you don't believe it or feel it right now. That's who you are. That's the state you're returning to. So in the moments that you're feeling like a side piece, that's a victim state talking. That is not truth. That is never who you are. Never, ever, ever are you that. And for anybody else out there manifesting and that person has a third party, You're not a side piece. Don't entertain your ego when your ego tells you things like that. That's not who I am now. I am the version of myself that's having whatever the fuck I want. I don't have limited beliefs around love and relationships or my specific person, so I am no one's side piece. I am the only piece. There ain't nobody better than me in my own damn reality. Thank you very much. That is not who I am now. That's who I used to be. Okay? So it's never about beating ourselves up when we fall out of the state. Give yourself fucking grace. You are shifting through states all day long. Whether you think it or believe it or not, you are. You are shifting in and out of states all day long. Now, maybe you don't notice it, and maybe you feel like, I feel like I'm the same all the damn time. You're not, but that's okay. You are shifting through states all day long. You just might be shifting back quickly to a state that you are most comfortable with. That's all. But you're still shifting. So don't ever beat yourselves up for falling out of the state. Who cares? Who cares? Go back. Just go back. That's it. Return to the decision. You notice how I'm not using the verbiage, return to the state, return to the version of self. Now that's really what I want you to do, is to return to the state, return to the version of self. But sometimes we don't feel like it when we're in a shittier state. That's why I word it as return to your decision. Return to the decision with conviction. I refuse to be this version of myself. I will not be trapped in victim state anymore. I am returning to my decision that I am the new version of myself, despite how I feel, despite how my 3D looks. This is who I am now, period. See what I'm saying? I relied on that. That is what got me out of moments that I knew I was in a victim state, but struggled to embody a different state. So I started with, all right, no, I'm returning to my decision. This is who I am. See what I'm saying? Return to the decision, Ruby. Return to the decision. It is a waste of time to beat ourselves up because we are falling out of the state. Don't do it. It doesn't matter. Stop panicking about how often you're thinking of third party. When the third party is coming up in your mind, okay, remember, I don't want you affirming for a third party. I prefer you didn't. Your reality, your rules, you do what you want, but my advice is to not. Okay, my advice is no affirmations for the third party. If and when the third party comes up and you feel triggered, you feel upset, it is fine to temporarily just tell yourself, nope, that bitch only exists. Only exists to show SP how I am the best damn thing for him, period. That's it. That's the only reason. It's the catalyst of how our marriage gets better and better. That's all it is. Nothing more, and move on. Return to your decision. Okay? Return to the decision. Okay? Don't worry always. Listen, I know because we hear, and Neville even, I think, titled a book and a chapter over the word feeling. Somewhere in there was feeling, right? And we panic over the feelings. Stop panicking over your feelings. You'll get there. You will get there. You will feel things like the wish fulfilled. Feeling, embodying what it feels like to be the version of self that has your desire. But what I think is when you put the pressure on feeling something that you don't feel in the moment, trying to force yourself into feeling something you don't in the moment, let it go. Let it go. Every single one of us has been conditioned to use your senses to help you navigate your 3D world. We've all been conditioned to do that. But when we're manifesting, you want to deny the senses of what you're experiencing in your 3D world and utilize your senses through embodiment. But when you're not feeling like that, calm yourself down. Okay? Calm yourself down. Take the rules off your back. Take the pressure off your back. And just work on, I'm making the fucking decision to be my new version of self, and nothing's getting in my way. I'm making this decision. That's all there is. I am my new version of self, period. And I'm telling you, with enough returns, enough determination, you're going to start feeling like that version of self anyway. And if you're someone who likes to incorporate your senses while visualizing, while affirming, while doing anything manifestation game, good. Incorporate the senses, but deny them from the 3D world. That's what I mean. But don't put the pressure on. Don't force yourself to feel what you're not feeling in the moment. That's what I mean by that. Okay? So hold on. I see Ruby wrote something else. So give me a sec. Hold on. There it is. I got upset because I have not been with anyone else since we have been married, and I want to forgive him for that, but my ego is a motherfucker that keeps poking me with that. It's understandable. That's what I was bringing up earlier. That, listen, it's understandable that you're not exactly fucking happy with him for being a cheating bastard. I wouldn't be happy with it either. I would be upset with that too. But I would also take the time to take a look at, all right, did I understand conscious manifesting when I experienced that? Did I understand that it was all about what version of self I'm being? Did I even know about that when that transgression happened? I probably didn't. Or I didn't probably understand the full ideal that it's because there's something about me that I don't feel good enough, or I don't feel worthy enough of having the most amazing relationship of my life. Maybe maybe it was something along those lines, Ruby. You and I have talked. I'm not going to throw out anything personal on here. But when we have any beliefs that are not favorable to us having our dream relationships, it's not about beating ourselves up for shit back then. It's about seeing it as, well, that only manifested. That only happened because of who I used to be. But I'm not going to be her ever again. So he's not going to do that to me ever again because I refuse to be that version of myself ever again. You see where I'm going with that? If you're wanting to manifest a specific person that you've already had an experience with, like Ruby is actually married to this person. If we're choosing to manifest them in, try to look at what they've done, even though you are totally valid in how you feel. Like, that was bullshit. It was bullshit. Cheating motherfucker. It was bullshit. But now we're talking manifestation. And in the manifestation side of it, we can't hold it against him for life if we want him to be the version of himself that comes back wanting us and only us, choosing us and being a loyal bastard from that point on. I guess we won't have to call him bastard anymore if he's loyal and faithful and loving and fulfilling. But I'm just saying, okay? So let's look at forgiveness and look at it as I could only ever experience in my 3D who I was being. I could only have the experience of who I was being in my 3D. So if I was being a version of myself that didn't feel good enough, and I don't even like saying good enough, meaning like I am now good enough. No, I am more than enough. There's no one better than me. It's my reality. I'm the best, right? But if I didn't believe that back then, it makes sense why I had this shitty experience that I am not blaming or shaming myself for. I am just choosing to never be that version of myself ever again. And I'm now choosing to be the version of myself that knows I'm the shit and that I can trust this man. I can choose to look past the manifestations of my old version of self and choose to now see him as a loyal and faithful, loving, fulfilling person. Okay? So it's not about beating yourself up. Okay? It's not about punishing yourself. Don't be upset that these things are coming into your mind. That's a waste of time too. This is a day where the focus, especially if third-party thoughts and anger thoughts over the situation are coming up right now, this is a day to just focus on calming yourself down and going within and reminding yourself of who you truly are at your core, which is infinite awareness. Today's the day to just be reminding yourself that you are pure consciousness. Period. And the past experience was nothing more than you choosing to be a limited version of yourself, and you're never going to be that version of yourself ever again. because you refuse to do it. You refuse to go back there. Okay. Janet Carson, thank you very much. Hi, Kim. My dog Holly died. Oh, in September. Oh, God, Janet, I'm sorry. On April 27th, my dog, Moxie, died. The next day, my puppy had, oh, my Lord, had to have surgery due to an accident. How do I stop manifesting this? I'm constantly worrying. I am heartbroken. Janet Carson, I am so incredibly sorry. I don't even have the words. I cannot imagine. I cannot imagine what you must be feeling. So I don't think I need to say this, but your feelings are valid. Okay? Your feelings are valid. If I can't, I am so sorry about the loss of either one of your dogs. I'm sorry that, your puppy had an accident and had to have damn surgery. I'm sorry. That's a lot. That's a lot of shit thrown at you in a short span of time. So I hope you're not being hard on yourself. I certainly hope you are not wasting time blaming or shaming or fearing that any of this is your fault. We don't do that. We don't do that. We don't worry about how it manifested, especially traumatic things. Don't you go there with that mind of yours, because I am fearing that you are. Don't go there, Janet. Okay, that doesn't matter. What matters is right now, this present moment. Number one, I hope you have given yourself enough grace and time, quiet time. I mean, the 27th was 3 fucking days ago. I hope you have given yourself some time to, I don't know if mourn is the right word, but I would think the number one thing on your priority list is having some calm, peaceful moments. You've had some painful, traumatic events happen in a short span of time. Okay? Short span of time. So let's think about the going forward for the fur baby that's still here. Okay? And listen, you don't have to share my beliefs on death, but I'm going to share what they are. I've shared them here before. I don't think that they're just gone. I don't think, let me get their name, Holly and Moxie are just gone. I think they're still with you. I really, really do. I don't think that when we pass, that's it. I think more of passing, death, is like a graduation, meaning all of us here in physical bodies, we are still in high school. Most of us are in our senior year of high school. And when we passed, we've graduated. We're on to the college years. I believe that when that happens, we are given like the keys to the other dimensions, meaning when people have ghostly experiences, when people, see apparitions, I don't think that those are just ghosts. I think that they are, what do we want to call it? The person who's graduated, the college graduated extra dimension person has access to the other dimensions now. And that's why we see them. That's why we have encounters. That's what I believe. So I think Holly and Moxie are still right there with you right now in this moment. I really, really believe that. I believe that about all my own past loved ones and past fur babies. I do. I know nothing, nothing is going to make you feel better as far as the experience of the physical body. I know that. But I think they're still with you right now in spirit, 100%. And to me, spirit is a small word. I think it's there. They are college dimensional kids now. They can go anywhere. They're still visiting you. They're still with you. All right. But let's now start going on healing puppy and keeping puppy safe. So you are becoming the version of yourself that only has experiences of happiness with our fur babies. All of your fur babies are happy, healthy, and always safe and secure. Happy, healthy, always safe and secure. That's who you are now. That's the version of yourself that you are now, that you have nothing but good, happy, loving experiences. They're always healthy, happy, and safe. Let's go there. Because I just have this really bad gut feeling that you are looking at it as your worried thoughts manifested these experiences. And I don't even want you to waste your time doing that. Don't bother doing that. Let's focus on the right now going forward. That's what I would do if I was in your situation. Okay. And again, I can't say I'm sorry enough. I can't imagine it. I don't even like to say what I'm thinking. My girl is my daughter. So I understand the love you have for your animals. I do. I'm so sorry. And on that note, I'm going to end the live on that because when we lose people, I don't like, it feels weird going on to answering other manifestation questions. It just doesn't feel like the vibe is right. And to be honest, I have to get downstairs, start dinner. So, as per usual, if you have purchased Super Chats, I will make a video. I was just recording them yesterday, to be honest with you. I will record answers to your questions, okay? So no Super Chats, no paid for Super Chats get ignored, okay? You did not waste your money. What else? What am I thinking? One of those videos is going to go up tomorrow. Is there anything else? Am I forgetting anything else? Janet, I want to say one more time, I'm so fucking sorry. I can't imagine it. The loss, I'm sorry. I mean, that sucks. I'm just like you. I do not think of pets as just, oh, I just have a pet. No, it's my baby. It's my child. And I really do think that way. So I can't imagine. Okay. I'm so sorry. Anyway, let's leave on a good note. Let's all start deciding. You're supposed to be doing my damn challenge. All of you. We are deciding to be the new versions of ourselves. The versions of ourselves that have our damn manifestation, period. All right? Nothing less than that. You're starting your day telling yourself that you are now that version of self, period. Even if what? Even if you don't feel like it. Even if the 3D don't look like it. Those things don't matter. Deny your senses. Deny your senses. And you tell yourself that you are now the version of yourself that's having exactly what you want. Period. No limiting beliefs. God, the I am, is flawless and limitless. And if we're made from that, then we know who we are at our core. Infinite awareness. Pure consciousness that doesn't have limits, doesn't have flaws. Let's break the habit of choosing the versions of ourselves that have limits. Stop choosing that version. Choose the version of yourself that's having exactly what you want, period. All right? And on that note, I'll see you tomorrow. Be good. Be good.